latest town council meeting marks Denise Menard's first official meeting as interim town manager. All the highlights just ahead.
We have more town meetings. See how the school committee prepares for this upcoming school year.
And later, the Recreation Department is proud to announce their second outdoor movie night. Residents will enjoy popcorn, raffle, prizes, and much more.
Also coming up, this week's local star. Painting with a Twist is hosting a special event to benefit the Carl Joseph Walker Hoover Foundation. Learn how you can get involved and take part in a great cause.
And don't forget about our weekly segment, Library Learning. The library is getting into school spirit, covering the basic school subjects through their free library events.
Those stories and much more ahead on ELCAT News Update. Thanks for tuning in to ELCAT News Update. I'm Rebecca Green.
And I'm Allie Carrington.
We begin the show with the latest school committee meeting. The hour-long meeting focused on the preparation for the school year. That's right, summer's over and classes officially begin. To kick off the start of the school year, all teachers and staff members attended convocation, a special ceremony to welcome all school employees back. ELCAT talks with Superintendent Gordon Smith to learn more.
We invite our entire staff throughout the district back to first a meeting that takes place each year at Birchland Park Middle School. And that's usually a relatively quick meeting, somewhere in the neighborhood of about an hour. And it just kind of kicks off our year. It brings everybody together. We get an opportunity to welcome our new staff members. And most importantly, just reconnect as people come off their summer vacations with what are we all about here in the East Long Meadow Public Schools. And one of the biggest things that the East Long Meadow Public Schools, I feel, do incredibly well, and it's due to our incredible staff and the community at large, is we collaborate, work together, and brainstorm around challenges really well. And that's actually a skill that we want to make sure our students in grades pre-K through 12 are developing.
Jumping back to the meeting, the school committee was pleased to accept donations through various programs. One in particular, Target's Take Charge of Education. For any shoppers who are part of Target's Red Card program, they save 5% on every purchase. 1% of that savings benefits the school of your choice.
Throughout the year, Target will, as certain sales amass, they will then send a check to that specific school. And then the school committee formally accepts that check, and then it goes into a gift account for that school, so then the school can utilize that money for specific purchases for that school. It's a nice way to support the community and the school system through just sort of almost a community spirit building, if you will.
Along with the donations, the school committee also approved a new capital purchase that will provide a more comfortable transportation process for students in wheelchairs.
We were approved for $90,000 for a capital purchase, and LPVEC did do a bus bid. And the lowest responsive bidder is Anderson Bluebird Sales of New England. Mm-hmm. So it's $86,946. So what it is, it's a big bus with the 4 larger areas for the wheelchair accessible. Okay. So then what's really great about this bus is when we have field trips where you have students that need the wheelchair, yeah, we can do that now and be able to transport all of the students together.
The high school didn't just receive a new bus, but also a new course and a new block schedule. The high school administration is looking forward to the additions. First, the new course, Community Action Learning.
In that course, where the teacher and the students will start to look at issues and challenges that communities have, whether it be East Long Meadow or sort of the larger community, if you will, of Western Mass or the state. And they'll start to see, okay, as an active group, how do we start to problem solve or help problem solve certain issues that are impacting the public schools, the town of East Long Meadow, the region of Western Massachusetts. And with that, what we're piloting for the first time is the students in that class will have a Chromebook, a laptop that they can utilize for that work, but they can also utilize it in their other classes. The high school has a new schedule on which they worked really throughout the year last year, involving faculty, students, parents, in looking to put together what I would call sort of a mix of sort of the block schedule and some more traditional scheduling types. And so hopefully we'll bring together the best of both worlds, allowing some courses to meet throughout the entire year, where a traditional block is semester oriented. This will allow some courses, say math courses and maybe English courses, to meet throughout the year, while also still having semester courses that will not only meet just for one semester, first or second semester, but would have the time in order to get through that curriculum within one semester's time.
Lastly, the school committee discussed possible plans to change the voting location for upcoming elections.
There was a petition that was sent to the town council via the acting town manager, Bob Parent, and it came from the residents of Hanward Hill, Elm Street, Elmcrest, and basically the petition looked at two major situations: elections and recreation games, but centered on the issues and safety issues that they were having with parking and traffic around those two situations. So 2 weeks ago, we met with Bob Parent, Tom Florence, town clerk. We met with Chief D'Alessio, and in absentia, although he offered input prior to the meeting, Colin Drury. And predominantly for us, we looked at elections because we have had, thankfully, we've had greater participation in the last few elections, and so that the problem of traffic and congestion has increased. Even when we had fewer people participating, it still was a challenge. We're not going to change the September primary nor election day with the presidential election in November. Those will take place at Birchland. We do not have school in session for students this year. So as I said, that takes away that piece. We do have professional development going on, so we will still have staff parking, although fewer cars will be in the parking lot. And we'll look to transition and work with DPW, the police, and the town clerk's office to finalize a traffic pattern that would work to make elections and the traffic flow safer at the high school.
The site is not conducive inside. There's no air conditioning. It's going to be uncomfortable for voters. I just think that a little more study has to go into this. That's all I'm asking. If the high school neighbors now decide that they don't like the flow of traffic, and they get a petition up now, then where do we go?
Right.
Outside at Heritage Park? I mean, I'm just saying that it works at Birchland Park from all angles. I understand. I'm not outside with the traffic pattern. I understand that. But I think you're gonna have somewhat of a similar situation at the high school traffic pattern. I think it affects our kids in a negative way.
The same voting transition item was on the agenda at the latest town council meeting. Town clerk Tom Florence fills council members in as to why the proposal is being considered.
Gordon gave me an update. It was on his agenda last night, school committee, about a possible transition plan on moving the elections from Birchland Park to the high school. And the consensus of the school committee was, let's do further discussion. We're not ready to go one way or the other. Council elections next Tuesday is the second Tuesday in June of next year. So between then and now, we'll have a better understanding with the school committee, and it was in consensus to, let's talk about it more, let's continue, let's get, a group together, a subcommittee to see what's working at Birchland, and if we do, and obviously parking is the big detriment right now.
I know, Tom, we had a conversation this morning. When you come down, is it not Hanward, Elmcrest, to the right there as the driveway turns, you have that big field that has nothing there, like a parking area to the right?
And that was brought up today, even as just an idea. Maybe it's, you've been on the committee. There's those trees and bushes on the other side of the soccer field to Hanward Hill. And there's even discussion, maybe as a capital appropriation, maybe put in 50 parking spaces.
Yep. Yes,
You're on this side of the soccer
it's
field.
wetlands.
Oh. All right. There you go.
Because we
Good
were going
idea,
to
but-
extend parking for their, way back when there was
Alright, so
discussion.
that's-
So there's not the entire parcel, but it encroaches on some wetlands.
I know that Bob Parent had given the superintendent an aerial of that area, and he had a suggested area, so I would think he'd be aware of the wetlands, so maybe he knows of enough that is not wetlands that, so if you speak to the education, and you want to come and talk to me, and we can
Okay.
bring in planning and public works and see what we can brainstorm, and if
Good.
we have to, maybe some signage that would say additional parking at the other school, and, you know, maybe there's some things that we can do, talk to the chief about enforcing no parking if that's a possibility, if it's not practical, you know, we can work on it.
Menard provided council members with hiring status updates. The police department is planning to expand their force and hire additional officers to help decrease overtime.
The chief called last week and said that they have had 4 ongoing vacancies that they need to have filled, and there is a timing issue regarding the getting into the academy. So it's a pretty tight time frame. Again, something that was influenced by the transition in government here, that, you know, there were things that were just left to be waiting to get everything in order here at this level. So I will ask the chief to sort of go through what it is that he needs to get done, and how he expects that we can accomplish what we need to.
I came back before the Board of Selectmen back in May, I believe, a couple of members, and I told them we had budgeted coming forth in fiscal year 17, 4 positions that were going to be unstaffed, and that's where we come up with the number 4. One that was approved in fiscal 17 for a new DB guy. One was approved last year in fiscal 16, which went unstaffed, and then I think through retirements we've had 2 unfilled positions. So it comes out to 4. So with that said, moving forward, I know the overtime has always been an issue, or has been an issue recently, and we're looking to curb that problem and moving forward. And with the 4 staffs being positions being unfilled, I'm trying to take advantage of the opportunity of the upcoming academy with civil service to get the guys in the class and to eliminate some of the workload on the current department.
How many names does civil servant provide per open positions?
In this, there's a formula they use. It's number of positions times 2 plus 1. So we're looking for 4 positions, so times 2 is 8 plus 1, if my elementary math is good. 9 names they give you.
What do you need from us? You're not ready to hire, but anything we can do to help expedite this, this has been long enough.
Well, I don't know how comfortable you are, but we can either ask the council for a special meeting once we know who the 4 candidates are and bring them before, you know, bring the names and information before you.
Because I'm okay with saying, just do the process. There's no need to come back to us. I don't think.
It's up to
that's
you.
my personal
I was
opinion.
sensitive
Yeah.
because it's
Obviously, leave it
for,
up to the board to decide, but
I agree. If we don't have the
Let's move forward.
confidence in our police chief and in our town manager to do it, then we shouldn't have hired them, so, yeah, absolutely. Move forward.
it's more of a timing thing right now than anything else. If we can get it to happen, we're gonna make it, we're you gonna don't do our need best us to to do. delay for no reason.
well, we're certainly good with that, but I'd understand if you felt this is 4 officers, you know.
I've said that for 7 years as a selectman, that for me to choose your candidate is asinine. You're the one who knows what you need. You're the one who knows who's going to work with, who can work with you. So why would I be the one to choose your candidate? It should be you that makes the ultimate decision,
Lastly, under new business, according to the charter, the town council is responsible for deciding their own pay.
One of the things I discussed in the early days with the Collins Institute was just to be prepared. The question may come up, and now with our town manager, is just to see if we can find out what similar town councils are paid. Now, the figure they were looking at was around 5,000 person. Okay, but again, let's just keep let's keep looking into it, and that may be, that may work.
We get sworn in on July 1st. Are we town employees or are we not town employees? And we've filled out no paperwork in a month and a half in. We're acting on behalf of the town, but we've completed nothing. We're not technically, we've not technically accepted employment from the town.
On a personal note, I think that it would send a very strong message to our constituency if we accepted no compensation the first year. I know you guys all will probably throw things at me that I even brought that up, but I think it just sends a very strong message, and we move right into it during the budget process next year. It's done appropriately. There'll be budget hearings. People will have a chance to comment on it. If we just vote on it and appropriate it, we're not giving the people the opportunity to examine it, to comment on it, as we do during part of the regular budget process. I just think it would be cleaner, smoother, and it would send a strong message if we did it that way. And that's just my opinion, and I won't say any more on it.
You're gonna try to get some research, I'll see if we can get some research and take it from there, and we'll just have a discussion on it.
Very good. Sounds good.
Works.
Now it's time for our weekly segment, Library Learning, where we let you know what's happening at the East Long Meadow Public Library. The library is getting into school mode, offering educational programs for the community. We talk about 3 different subjects: history, writing, and culinary arts. First up, learn the history about stone walls. Stone artisan Andrew Pidgeals, who has been featured in the New York Times, is visiting East Long Meadow to share his knowledge about the development and evolution of stone walls. Learn how stone walls fit into your garden. The program takes place on September 7th at 6 p.m. in the library community room.
Next subject, writing. The library's monthly workshop writers group is just around the corner. This program is open to writers at all levels of experience. Learn how to organize your writing skills and create an exceptional story through a creative approach that encourages experimentation in a supportive environment. The workshop takes place on Saturday, September 10th at 10:30 a.m.
Lastly, culinary arts. The library's cookbook club is a delicious hit. The session is all about vegetables. Here's how it works. Register online or in person. Pick up a copy of the cookbook at the library. Make and bring your dish for everyone to try. Enjoy food and mingle with other community members on Saturday, September 10th at 1 p.m.
Switching gears to recreation news, the Recreation Department is pleased to announce their second outdoor movie night. Get ready for the action-packed movie Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Rec Director Colin Drury tells us more.
So we kind of take over the center green. So right where the carnival is normally set up, we've set up a 21-foot wide screen, and we pick a movie. And we ask everyone to come out. It's a free event, popcorn. We try to have a movie that's going to have people come out in costumes, and we do a costume contest and a lot of fun for the kids and giveaways and stuff like that. It's just a time to get all the family members out of their houses, come on out to Center Green, enjoy a movie.
Earlier this summer, the Recreation's first outdoor movie night showcasing the hit movie Minions was a huge success.
We were hoping for 100 people, and we got 200 plus. So it was a really good event, popcorn all over the place, and just having fun. We gave out raffles, raffle tickets to every kid that was there, and we simply selected them out of a hat, gave away a bunch of little Minions for all the kids to play with, and then fired the movie up.
Drury hopes that the Recreation movie nights will turn into an East Long Meadow tradition.
Yes, our goal would be to hopefully be able to do like a half dozen movies every summer. So start on the last day of school, so that last Friday have one, and then a half dozen as the year goes on, hopefully having like the last one be like a late September type thing, when it starts to get kind of chilly at night.
Bring your blankets and chairs over to Center Field on September 9th. The movie is set to start at dusk. Dress as your favorite Star Wars character for a chance to win prizes and giveaways.
In more recreation news, September 1st marks the early registration date for those interested in playing basketball. The Recreation Department is offering a recreation league for boys and girls grades 1 through 8 and a travel basketball league for grades 3 through 8. For more fall and winter recreation programs along with registration dates, head over to the Recreation Department's website at elrec.recdesk.com.
Now it's time to uncover this week's local star. ELCAT visits Painting with a Twist, located on North Main Street, where the creative artists host a monthly fundraising program called Painting with a Purpose. Painting with a Purpose benefits local nonprofit organizations. This month's event is called Be a Buddy, Not a Bully. Painting with a Twist will donate half of their proceeds to the Carl Joseph Walker Hoover Foundation.
Painting with a Purpose, it's the overall is hope. Of course, we want to raise as much, money for the foundation as possible, and it's, it's just, getting people together in a social setting, being creative and just having a good time, having fun. It's just good to get involved with the Carl Joseph Hoover Walker Foundation. They're in our local community. They're part of our community, and it's just a way for us to help each other out. And it's going to just bring awareness to a good organization like that.
The event takes place on Sunday, September 11th at 3 p.m. To learn more about the event, visit Painting with a Twist website at paintingwithatwist.com.
Also taking place on September 11th, the East Longmeadow September 11th Candlelight Vigil. The ceremony takes place outside the front lawn of the East Longmeadow Fire Department. The town comes together to honor all those who lost their lives that day.
Before we end tonight, an update for senior citizens who are interested in taking part in the Senior Work-Off Abatement Program. The town is now accepting applications for those 60 years and older who are looking to lower their property tax bill. Those selected will work 125 hours to receive their full abatement. For more information, visit the town's website at eastlongmeadowma.gov.
Well, that will do it for this edition of ELCAT News Update. Be sure to watch meetings on demand at our ELCAT YouTube channel, ELCAT 01028. Follow us on Facebook and watch us on cable channel 191 and 193.
For cable channel times, make sure to check out our ELCAT program guide, available at the Town Hall, Library, and Senior Center. Also check your mail as the programs will be delivered monthly within the reminder.
Until next time, I'm Allie Carrington.
And I'm Rebecca Green. Thanks for watching. See you next week.